And there you go. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Uplifters community. Yeah, I hope I'm live now. Yeah, I think so. And yes, we are on our 14th episode on Spotlight on Alumni here in Uplifters community. And first of all, I would like to invite everyone, every viewers to grant StreamYard on your cell phone, on your Facebook, for me to read your comments, for me to read your names on the comment section. And yes, good evening, Uplifters community. Good evening, everyone who's joining us tonight. First of all, I want to congratulate every Dare to Dream ladies in Avocado Bats for deciding to continue and dedicate their free time to study online with their 3 weeks free online course on money management and mental well-being for migrant domestic workers. I salute each of you for deciding to learn on our free time, and I hope you will use every learning you had in the reaching your dreams in life. Thank you, ladies, for your dedications and eagerness to learn and share your thoughts without hesitation. Shout out, of course, to my very committed Group 2. Congratulations again and again, ladies, and I hope to see you all in the next level of your learning journey. Let's all make our dreams into reality. And congratulations also to our Make It Happen class who just started this month and last month and going to start on the 20th of December also. And yes, especially to my Moon team. Yes, keep going, ladies. We are on our third month, and I hope to see your challenges each month, of course. Congratulations to all Become a Leader students. To my Apple Batch Maricel Yanes, thank you for deciding to continue to lead our community. And yes, thank you, ladies, for all of you. Congratulations. I'm inviting each of you who hasn't enrolled in our online course to visit our Uplifters page and click the send message button to get started. The management and the admins will guide you all the way for your enrollment. And yes, I am your host, Eileen May Ramos, one of the Diamond team leaders in this wonderful community where you can find superwomen around the world working miles away from their loved ones, sacrificing their own happiness to provide for their family needs. I am also one of those amazing social media correspondents who dedicates their extra time willingly without expecting anything in return, of course, to help our admins give motivational messages to everyone in the community and doing this kind of different Facebook Live segments. Our morning rituals, evening rituals, and of course, this spotlight on alumni twice a month and to inspire our fellow migrant domestic workers around the world. And tonight is our 14th episode of Spotlight on Alumni segment, which we feature our alumni, gold, diamond team leaders, and of course our mentors who are wholeheartedly sharing their extraordinary experience in the community and to give inspiration to each of us. And hopefully, we can learn something good and positive from their own stories as we listen to them. This is my third time, and yes, it's the last hosting this segment, and I'm very grateful that tonight our dear mentor, my mentor in during my Become a Leader course, of course, in the community, grant my request to be with us talking about her leadership journey in the community and give some inspiring message about our Christmas holidays, how we overcome everything in general as migrant domestic workers during this season. And let me put her on the screen. And without further ado, it is my honor to introduce our beautiful guest for tonight, the respected, our inspiration and most lovable team leader, our dear mentor, Liz Natividad. Good morning, Mentor Liz. Good evening, Mentor Liz. We are in
Good
red night.
Good evening, TL Alumni, and good evening, Uplifters community. Good evening to everybody. I miss you all. It's been so long. I forgot how to do this anymore. But then let's have some fun. Let's have some
Yes.
fun, yeah.
Yes, and I forgot to turn off my fan. I hope it is not noisy while I'm speaking a while ago. Yes, and let's start. Good evening again. Once again, Mentor Liz. How are you doing tonight? How's your day?
I'm actually really okay and looking forward to this tonight, to be with you tonight. Even though earlier I was like running around because, my boss is leaving for Canada and the kids will stay with me. So it's another challenge because this is the first time it's going to happen. And it's going to take a little bit longer because of the 21 days imposed quarantine, right? So
Mm, yes.
aside from the normal holiday, and then there's another 21 days holiday, so it's going to be close to around 1.5 months to 2 months, which is, I think it's going to be okay though. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Everything will be okay.
aside from that, uh, I was wondering is about sometimes, sometimes we lost the connection because of the internet or something. Other than that, I'm fine. In fact, I have my tinola for dinner, so I'm quite happy tonight. Yeah. I learned my
Yeah.
Somi eating when we practice, when we try the connection. She saw me eating my tinola. So
Nang
please
inggit.
keep telling it.
Yes. Ayan, nagkape pa si
Oh,
Mentor.
yeah.
Okay. So I've known you virtually almost no, more than 2 years, I think. 2 years now. And I've been following your social media, of course, a bangers ever on your Facebook Live in the community since I'm in my Dare to Dream class. I always watch your live. Nag-aabang ako sa mga Facebook Live ninyo noon. And thank you for being our inspiration. You were so kind to freely open up your door and being so friendly to each of us in the community. And with that, my question for you is, of course, this one. Who is Liz Natividad after more than 3 years? Am I right? Mentor, more
Yeah.
than 3 years, right?
Yeah.
More than three
I
years
started
being in the Uplifters community. I'm
Yeah, I
curious.
started in Uplifters in 2018, but then I finished my Dare to Dream earlier, I think January or February 2019. And since then, I feel there's a lot of difference because before I'm already a savers, that is what I'm always said, right? But then, yung step by step ba, like budgeting, planning, saving, and then save before you spend, something like that. It's more precise now than before because before I keep like, okay, I save some money and then I spend some. And sometimes, if you don't really follow your plan, before you know it, you spend more and you save less, something like that. But then right now, especially like when we stay in uplifters, we always like, it's like there's always a reminder for us, especially when we start a new class of Dare to Dream. That is where your goal really goes straight in, even though like it's not perfect, but then you can always go back to your goal, which is when I'm not in uplifters before, I save a lot, but I also spend a lot and I give away a lot. So that is the big difference because right now when I stay in uplifters, saying no is quite easy for me now, which is way difficult before. Because before, I always thinking like, if I say no, everybody will say, oh, she start, she changed a lot. For example, she have a lot of money now. So she's like, parang hindi na siya ma-reach, parang gano'n, no? So, pero right now, when I say no, somehow I explain that this is what I plan, and then you have to honor that. And so, at saka ngayon, hindi na ako nagwo-worry na 'pag nag-no ako, 'di ba ang pinakamahirap sa lahat is when you say no, you're not the favorite anymore. I mean, you are not yung parang, oh, you changed a lot already. So it's very hard for our family to get to you now because you change your ano yung anong tawag yung pananaw mo sa buhay, 'di ba? And somehow they couldn't understand that. Before I always think like, oh, maybe they will hate me, they will say that madamot na ako kasi may pera ka na or something like that. But then when I uh, study uplifters and your confidence grow, right? Kasi nag-i-evolve tayo we're growing. So hindi na ako nagwo-worry yung other people may hate me or may dislike me. I say what I want to say, something like that. And that is the confidence that nakuha ko dun sa 3 years na training ko sa Uplifters. From one class to another, kasi you always have to learn something on every lessons that we're doing, right? Yeah. So, malaki. It's very big difference from 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that, mentor, because I'm just more than 1 year. Yeah, almost two
Mm-hmm.
years in
Yeah.
Uplifters. And
Yeah.
yes, of course, I learn a lot, not only on my own experience, of course, from
Mm-hmm.
our students also, every class chat we have, every course we have, and those ladies contribute, those ladies, how to say that, contribute and discuss in our discussion. They're sharing everything, and what I like the most is they trust us. Their trust to us, as they are, we don't know each other, of course, but their willingness to share and give their trust to us is more big. That's very
Yeah.
a big compliment for us. And before we continue, I just want to sorry, I cannot show those messages from our Diamond Team leader, Miss Sel. Good evening, thank you. From one of our Diamond Team leader, of course, TL Julie. Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Our mentor, Anne Marie is here. Thank you for joining us. Facebook user is here. Good evening. Oh, yes, good evening, whoever you are. Thank you for joining us. Once more, please click the blue link under this, on top of this live, Facebook Live in our Uplift Your Life Facebook group to grant StreamYard. So I can see, we can see your name on the comment section from our mentor, Nelly. Thank you for joining us, of course. Yes, a lot of messages here, comments here from TL Nida. Thank you, TL Nida, for joining us tonight. Yes, and hello, beautiful ladies. Yeah, I can see a lot of Facebook here. Thank you to all of you. And of course, our amazing Jane is here. Good evening to both of you. Yes, yeah. When we are still not yet live, when Mentor Liz joined me, I saw her wearing red, and I'm so wow while
Parang
she's eating
nag-stuck.
tinola, of course. Yeah, yes, and yeah, thank you so much for all of you who's here with us tonight. And let's move on, of course, to our next question for Mentor Liz. Yeah. Do you believe you have contributed good ideas on how to improve our students' learning journey?
Yeah, before I answer that question, yeah, I was I was quite amazed when I see this. We have the same color. We didn't really talk about what are we going to wear, but then since this episode is about Christmas, so I say I wear something red. Yeah. So yeah. So your question is, do you believe you have distributed good ideas on how to improve our student learning journey? Well, I guess yes, in many ways than once or whatever. But then, when you are I decided to become a team leader because I believe that the learning that we have here in Uplifters is really working because when it's working for me and I say, oh, it's working for me. So my friend and my friend's friends will benefit from this one, right? Because for me, I I don't know if it's different, but I can say that I don't have uh you mean yung hindi ako nagpapadala sa family ko ng every month na I mean yung kailangan nila lagi-lagi na lang ako magpapadala. I can give if I want to. But then for my friend who is always looking for money, who's because they have kids, they are the breadwinner. I can say that I'm not the breadwinner though. I'm still sending money, but I'm not the breadwinner. So it's a bit different, right? It's a big difference, I say. So kung it happens to me and it's working for me, it will work for them too. So that's why that is where I started to become a team leader. Because if I lost my connection, it's like my connection is on and off. Okay, so that's why yun din yung nag-ano sa akin, nag-pursue sa akin, yung dun din ako nag-start na I need to do this kasi alam ko na makakatulong ako sa mga kababayan natin. Not only our kababayan, actually my first students is uh, it's not all Filipinos eh. Some are from Myanmar. I believe that is some are from Myanmar. And then I have one black woman that is working in Beijing last time. And some are in Filipina but already in Canada. And so I say that that's why I keep going because I know it's working. And when they come back to you and tell them that, oh, these things really work because, before I have a lot of debt, cycle of debt, it's something that it's very hard to avoid here in Hong Kong because it's like, I can say like 80 to 90% we have loan in the bank, right? And when you have loan in the bank, everything go down to the drain, even your self-confidence. Like, for example, if you borrow money from the bank, every month you need to pay to the bank, right? And then you have to send money to your family because you are the breadwinner. Something happened to them, your confidence is broken already because you already have borrow in the bank and you're sending them. So I mean your the little budget that you have here, it's not going to be enough if you're going to need more, right? So that's how I started. Like that's what we need. Kasi everywhere, in fact, a lot of my friends being befriended me just because they want me to be their guarantor or their references before when I'm here in Hong Kong. And and it's amazed me. It's like they cannot get out of the cycle of death. Yung loans nila, they keep doing it. And I know some and I know some that I know 10 years ago they are still doing the same thing. The cycle is not, they couldn't get out of the cycle. And that's why I said, well, this uplifters is really like, yun yung gap niya, para yung ikot natin ganun, pwede siyang humiwalay dun sa dating niyang cycle. But for some, it's really difficult for them. It's really difficult for them to start. That's why masyado akong passionate, you know. I'm very passionate to tell them about, you know, why you keep borrowing money. You know, yung natitira mo na lang na pera dito sometimes is yung pang-allowance nila na sabihin na natin $500 each month. Then how are you going to survive? I mean, what is even for your holiday? You know, I'm so amazed. Even I talked to some people, 10 years in Hong Kong, 15 years in Hong Kong, they cannot even spend money in Disneyland because they always worry about their family. I'm not against giving money to our family back home, but you also have to spend some money for yourself because you are the one who's working here. So that's why yung proper planning, proper budgeting, I think you can send money, you can spend money, you can even have a good cup of coffee if you want to. But then you need to have your proper planning and budgeting. And yun yung naturo sa akin ng uplifters. So I guess marami rin akong ano, naituro dun sa mga taong mga nakakausap ko. I'm confident of that. Yes.
Yeah, and napapanganga ako because I've been in that situation before. I don't want to go out. I don't want to spend money. I don't want to spend
Mm,
I don't want to buy something during my day off, of course, because
mm,
I'm always thinking of my family. I'm always thinking of my kids. But since
yeah.
I am in a uplifters, of course, I discuss with my kids, and I'm so happy. Just like what
Mm,
I told you last May when we met,
yeah.
is that yeah,
Mm,
my kids are, yeah, they are eager also to save, and I'm so happy and grateful for that.
yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of comments in here with us. Thank you, TL Ami, for joining us tonight. Happy to see you
Sure.
also
I
in our
mean,
comment section. TL
Charo.
Charo, she's my co-captain last Cherry Batch, and she's amazing. And yeah, I salute you for your dedication and commitment, TL. Keep going. Salute. Thank you for joining us tonight, Sis Jenny. Thank you. Hello, Sis Eileen and Liz. Good evening. So glad to see you both. Your passion for helping our community is truly inspiring. This, yes, I agree to that. And from Facebook user TL Cecilia here. Thank you, TL Cecilia, for joining us. And let's move on
Thank you, Celia.
to our next question, of course. Yeah. What do you enjoy
What the,
being an Uplifters team leader, and have you started new initiatives for your community of domestic workers outside of Uplifters since you did the course?
what did I enjoy being an uplifter team leader? Well, katulad nung sinabi ko kanina, kasi pagka may mga feedback, if you receive some feedback that, you know, like, I pay my debt, I don't have loans anymore, and I'm saving, no matter how much um, money they need to send to the Philippines, they can save. You know, in our lesson in Dare to Dream, $1 is enough for us to start saving. Or if I say 10 pesos is just a start for us to keep saving, then save 10 pesos. Or or let's say if you have $100 to save for yourself, start saving $100. And I'm also happy, like, if someone I talk to is like, oh, I went to shopping for myself, or like I go to, yeah, Disneyland or Ocean Park. I have nothing against that. Actually, I'm happy if they spend some times or some money on themselves, because I feel sorry for my sister if they're like, you know, eating leftover and then sending everything to the Philippines. Because I think yung signal ko nawawala, no? But then, yeah. So,
Just
yun
keep
yung,
going. Yeah, it's
that
okay.
is what,
I can hear you
that's,
now.
that is what makes me happy. Is like pag nakaka-receive ako ng positive feedback, or at least nagkaroon na sila ng konting self-confidence to say no, or even saying no to the references or guarantor, okay? It's not worth it to have a friend that just make you a guarantor or references when they want to borrow money. Leave that friend. Run away. Okay. And no, I'm not kidding. I'm just being real. And so hindi naman masamang umutang though. Pero I think most of our utang here is it's not going to a worthy cause eh. For some maybe yes, but for a lot of us no. You can see that if they borrow money just to buy yung mga expensive gadgets nila, which is
Smartphone,
not,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yes, it's not worth it. And so for the initiative naman, I didn't start any initiative for the domestic worker. But before I joined Uplifters, that was 4 years ago, that was 4 years ago. Um, I created this for my community in the Philippines, a mini library. I even call
Oh,
it a mobile library. I collected books here. Yeah, I collected books in Hong Kong and send it back to my community. For example, in my community, we have 12 barangays, right? So I sent to one barangay, for example, barangay 1, barangay 2, barangay 3. But then that was before I joined Uplifters, I already have that initiative. And then what happened is because in Hong Kong there's a lot of rally and there's a big flood happen in our community before in the Quezon province area.
mm-hmm.
So I stopped doing that, and then right now is the pandemic. Because before I say, oh, maybe the book, if you want the computer, if some of you need computer, maybe you can ask. Because there's a lot of resources that we can find in Hong Kong that we can send it to our community. So I've been sending books I even asked if the school, the local school in our community, the elementary, because before my focus is from 5 years old to 10 years old,
Mm,
something books like that. So, but then it's broadened up. Even the college student asks for their textbook. So yeah, so those at what I started before I joined Uplifters. And from for now, it stopped because of the pandemic. It's hard for us to go around and find somewhere, and also to send to the Philippines is a little bit difficult. And also now is, yeah, it's yung mga computer na yung mga kailangan nila, di ba? I even sent some USB before because most of the students before, they're very difficult for them to get their own
yeah.
USB.
Mm-hmm.
And also
It's expensive.
crayons, yeah. Yeah. And my boss, every time I did something like this, my boss friends, they always support me. So, yeah, they even support me to pay for the boxes to send to the Philippines. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I started before. But for the domestic worker here in Hong Kong, no, I haven't started my own. But then I'm trying to like kunyari, yung ngayon nagpo-focus ako ngayon sa nagjo-join ako sa mga ibang organization, mga NGO like Pathfinders, and kami nga 'di ba nasa Empower You din kami, and then kung ano pa
And
yung mga maitutulong natin, whatever NGO here na yung pwede tayong makatulong, pwede tayong um, gagawin natin. We can try that here.
yeah, that's good
So,
thing.
yeah.
That's very, very good thing to know about you,
Mhm.
mentor. And yes, helping fellow migrants is a very big achievement for us. Being in
Yeah.
Pathfinders, of course, helping those fellow domestic workers in need. And yeah, uh, I've been
Basta may lakas
with
tayo. Basta
Yeah.
may lakas
I,
pa tayo and then yung alam mo yon yung happy tayo sa ginagawa natin. Basta
yeah,
yung
and that
hindi lang
library,
yeah,
that library thing you're doing is very nice. That's a very
yeah.
big help to our kababayan, of course, those
And
kids.
there's a lot of people who help me that. It's not me only doing that, when I tell that to my boss and then my boss friend, they offer to send back the boxes and pay.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think we just need to start. The only difficult thing is to start. But then when you start doing it, it's like yung mga resources, it keep coming to you because everyone knows that, oh, you're doing this one. So I have loads of books, for example, that you can get, or they say I can send it direct there, something like that. But then they stop because of the pandemic. So maybe when everything is okay again, I can do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and just want to read this one. I'm like that before the Alice, but now maybe it's not a sin to sometimes indulge ourselves to enjoy and relax. Yes, of course. If you, yeah, helping
I
others is not
Actually, you
helping.
need that. You need that. We need to have some. We always remember in our training. We always have some. We need to have some healthy boundaries. Yeah,
Know
we
your
always need to have
limitation.
healthy boundaries. Yeah,
Yes. Know your limitation and always set your
yeah,
boundaries, and
yeah.
yes, accept your emotions. I miss MSF leadership training.
Mm-hmm.
And as we move on, this December is our Christmas, of course,
Oh yeah.
and yes, as we celebrate our Christmas, this is our theme, of course, for tonight. Yeah, I hope everyone can relate. When is the last time you celebrate Christmas with your family back home? Could you share your advice, of course, on how to divert your emotions being miles away from our families, specifically during this season? Nice.
Actually, I spent Christmas in the Philippines. Could be 10 years ago. It's very because most of the time I go back for my holiday on August most of the time. And then for December, I always go to China. In recent years, I keep going back to China. So I spend most of the last time I spent Christmas in the Philippines, bata pa ako noon. bata pa.
And,
bata
and
pa
I
ako
see
noon.
those
And then,
photos, very beautiful
and then,
photos.
and then yung ano naman, and the advice I can give to our kababayan that is, celebrating Christmas in Hong Kong, actually, we can still have a good celebration in Hong Kong, right? Because we have our community here, you have your friends, and also because of yung easy na ng communication natin to our relatives, we can always call, you can always, like, you're always in their celebration. Like me, 4 years ago, our family, we have a family chat room. We are ten in the family, like I'm the youngest one. So all my brothers and sister are in the chat room, their kids and their grandkids, whatever. So we are over 100 in a chat room. It's just a family Natividad chat room. And they always, yung mga handaan nila, all the celebrations, it's always there. And then, like right now, when we're talking to you, it's like you are just beside me. So it's the
Mm,
same thing. Actually, it's in the heart. It's in the heart. And also, we have to
the
understand that
connection.
we cannot go back because of the pandemic, right? If there's no pandemic, I'd probably be in the Philippines right now. But then because of the pandemic, we have to understand that. But for those people who have kids, they have parents to go back to, it probably a little bit difficult for them. But then we have to understand the situation and also explain to your family that you're gonna be able to be there. But then they can still cook whatever they wanted to eat. and celebrate together. Maybe they can eat there and then you're watching, you know. But then I have also experienced, maybe some of you will be experiencing this, because during my few years ago, when I'm still in my previous employer, I experienced having a Christmas alone. And they're in the other house celebrating, while me, you know, you can eat instant noodle. Like, you're pity yourself, right? Like, oh my
Mm.
God, I'm alone here. I need to eat this instant noodle all by myself because no one is cooking. Actually, we need to get up and prepare. If you want to prepare, you can always do that. You go out and buy for yourself. I'm always said that, you know, you can either one. You choose pity or you choose happiness. I rather choose the happiness one. Instead of, even if you're eating instant noodle, if you're happy doing that, go ahead and do it. But if you want to, you know, prepare something good for yourself, there's a lot of Philippine product there, or you can get some chicken, whatever. You know, you can still enjoy even you're alone, even though you're not with your friend, because I think the merry of Christmas is not always with a lot of people. It's always in our heart, right? It's always in our hearts. So even though your family is having, you know, having party back there, and you're here alone, you can keep together. Like right now, I'm talking to you. It's like you're just beside me. You just have to you just have to feel it. I know you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, yeah, of
if you
course.
take pity on yourself, then it's going to be a sad Christmas for you. But you have choice. We always have choice, right? Either
Mm.
you sulk in one corner or be happy. It's up to you. So I encourage you to choose happiness. You choose to be happy. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I experienced also that one before when my auntie is still here, but she already go back home, and she's just like you, stay out,
Parang walang
and
sound. Walang sound.
cannot hear me.
Walang sound.
Walang sound. Oh my gosh, is it better now? Is okay now? Cannot hear. Anyone can hear me? And viewers, this cannot.
No. I
No.
can't hear anything.
Oh. Can someone in the comment section tell me if you can hear me? Cannot?
No sound.
We can hear you both. They can hear us. Maybe your connection, mentor. They can hear us. Ah, yeah. Nawala si mentor. Yes. And while waiting for her to join us again, I just want to show those comment in the comment section. Yes, she's back. Yeah. Can
Yes,
you
I'm
hear me now?
back. Yes, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me? Yeah,
Loud and
because the viewers can hear us, and I just want to read this. She didn't just contributed. She's one of the backbone of this community. Of course, you five of you, right? Mentor Jane,
yeah.
Mentor Jasmine, Mentor Evelyn, Mentor Liz, Anne Marie, and Nelly. Yeah, of course. You five mentors are the backbone of this community. Though those five amazing migrant domestic workers who dedicated their committed their time in the community to help us, and I salute you for that. And yeah. Question here. Oh, from Facebook user, good evening, Diamond. TL Alin and TL. Cecilia, I read this before. Yeah,
Usually,
from Yeah, you know this name, of course. One of
What
your
is a good,
Anakis.
what is a good
What is a
leader for
good
you?
leader for you, mentor?
What is a good leader for you? What is actually good leader is someone who can follow. Good leader also must have know how to listen, because if you're not good listener, then how can be, you know? So somehow being a good leader is you can create a good leader. You can always create. For me, I always said before, I'm not a good leader. But then you can always study, you can always, you can learn it. And then when you learn it, it's like you didn't even think about it that you're a good leader already. You didn't even think about like, oh, I'm good one, you have to follow me, or oh, this is what I do, you have to follow me. I guess a good leader is she know where she is, she know where she stands, and she also know how to give, she know how to listen. Those are some of the qualities. And also yung humility natin, huwag nating kalimutan. It doesn't
Mm,
mean na you know this. It doesn't mean na you know this, you're better than this one. It's like, just be who you are. You don't need to say, oh, I'm better than her, or I'm better to this one. It's like it's very hard to define yung good leader, kasi even though you're a good leader, you're still struggling, right? But then you're trying to have a um I mean, you're trying to be ano yon, yung parang ginagawa mo pa rin, nag-e-effort ka na gawin mo yung tama. So, yun yung gusto ko sa leader na sinusundan ko. Ayaw ko ba yung leader na masyadong hindi mo na siya malapitan, para bang everything you do is not worth it. Yung hindi mo siya mapantayan, or yung pag parang feeling niya napapantayan na siya, yung parang sinisira ka naman. Hindi rin siya maganda yung ganung bagay. Kailangan yung, I don't know how people ask me about it. Pag ako hindi ko masabi na, okay, I'm a good leader. I think other people will say it, not me. I'd rather be like that, right? I couldn't say, good leader ako, you have to follow me. I think hindi ko yun kayang sabihin. Yeah.
you don't need to ask them to follow you. You just give them some example, and then they will
Yeah.
follow on their own. Don't ask them. Don't ask them
Yeah.
to follow you. And I'm very grateful for this woman on the screen, Maria and Emily Rocha, because we're batchmate, right, in Become a Leader course with you and mentor
Mhm. Yeah.
Evelyn before.
Yeah.
But even her batchmate, she's my leader now, of course, in Migrant Writers of Hong Kong. And this
Mm-hmm.
woman accept my every time she decides something, and if I don't agree with her, I just tell her, no, you're wrong. This can't be. And she's willing to accept those kind
Mm-hmm.
of complaint from me. And yeah, that's how I admire this woman, of course. And yeah, because of you, because she's following your step, of course. And
I
yeah,
remember,
she always.
when she have Dare to Dream. I think that's my first batch of Dare to Dream. It's my student is Neville. That's two
Yeah,
years and a half, something. I think
yeah.
it's my first one. It's
We
my first
always
one on
remember
there.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always remember her journey with you, mentor. And yes, I just want to. This one is before. Yeah. Would you mind to read it, mentor, or should I? Yeah, please read it.
You can read it.
Okay. I
Read
love
it.
your
It's a Facebook
energy.
user.
Yeah, no, it's from Mary Grace. I
Oh,
love
it's
your
Mary
energy,
Grace.
thoughtfulness, and
Hello,
humble
Mary
heart.
Grace.
Lizz Natividad, you're such an inspiring mentor. Here's your student at Become a Leader. You shared a lot of knowledge to us. We really appreciate your support. And Anytime we ask help, you always there to support us. Thank you so much. It's Mary Grace. Yeah, thank you, Mary Grace, for joining
Yeah,
us.
kasi as a sister in this community, I don't always say that, oh, I'm your mentor or something like that. I felt like I felt like it's my obligation to share, yung kung ano yung alam ko, yung easiest way, there's always a lot who is knowledgeable, they always know something. But then you can always direct them to the easiest way, or hindi ko naman sinasabing yun yung right way, yun yung gagawin nyo. No? I can always give them some opinion. Maybe they can find it easier from
Yeah,
what they already have, right?
I can
Yeah,
read a lot of good
yeah.
comment here from Facebook user, whoever you are. Thank you so much. I love it. Basta may lakas pa tayo. Alam mo yan. Yun. Happy tayo sa ginagawa natin. You nailed it,
Yeah.
TL. Please, yeah. We will check later on the comment section after this live. Thank you for
Thank you
joining
so much for
us.
your comments, okay?
Yeah, such a beautiful heart we have there, mentor Luis Natividad. Of course, it's a good heart as you, mentor Jane.
When I started in Uplifters, Jane Lynn is already there. Yeah, she's ahead of
Mm,
us. Yeah, she's ahead of us, and Lani. But then,
really?
I think, yeah, in Hong Kong
Mm.
before, it's not many. It's not many. It's like me and Anne Marie before. And
Yeah,
then,
and the
because,
Alani.
yeah, and Lani. But then suddenly when we joined, Lani is not active anymore.
Mm, because of changing employer, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
From DL Ani Ramirez. She's from Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. Nice initiative for doing that mini library release, but sad to know you quit. Hope pandemic stops so everything goes back to normal. Yeah,
Oh
this
yeah,
pandemic stopped.
you can also do that, guys. Like for example, in Singapore, there's in Singapore there's a lot of book. Like maybe a lot of kids before, they always collect some books, and because of the media, yung lahat marami na siyang ebook. So they hindi na nila kailangan yung maraming textbook, or hindi na nila kailangan yung maraming storybook, fiction or academics. They always throw it away. Instead of throwing away, some people are selling it in Hong Kong. Here in Hong Kong, you can find it online on the marketplace. It's like $10 per book or $5 per book, and some even give it away. So you have should just watch out for that. And those resources that they don't like it here, they really need it back there, back in the Philippines. Because like there's when I'm growing up, I don't even know about those Cinderella because we don't have the books. No, I really, right? We don't have
Yeah,
the
of
books that we
course.
can read, right? What we only have the back in the Philippines is I remember is the Reader's Digest and the Webster Dictionary like this thick. But
Encyclopedia. Yeah.
like those but for those like story of about the princess or the Superman or how they become how this story is, I know this one when I'm like in high school already. But when I was young, I don't have the chance to read this kind of storybook.
Mhm. And speaking of mini library, Mentor Jane is doing that also. She started collecting books from Singapore, and I think those first collection already in their place doing her
Very
advocacy.
nice, yeah.
Start a mini
Yeah,
library.
very nice, very, very nice. Because when I started it, and then I keep telling it to some other people, and they say, "Oh, they're really doing it." Yeah, you can also do that in your community.
Yeah,
That's why
and
I
it's
said it's good to start. The only difficult thing is to start. But then when you start doing it, you start with 100 books. And before you know it, your books they keep on piling up, and it's you don't even know where to give because you have too many. And then when I talk to my boss, their friend send them straight. They don't need to give it to me. I don't need to pick it up because books are too heavy. They send it on their own and they pay. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite successful.
Yeah, and I just want to shout out, of course, our one of our alumni there to dream now is she's in Make It Happen class. The one you met, I bring her in Pathfinder's Ambassador Appreciation
Oh
Day
yeah,
when
yeah,
we did this. Yeah,
yeah.
she's starting her new advocacy, a mini library in their place, Iloilo, and Migrant Writers of Hong Kong is supporting that, of course. And a lot of NGOs here in Hong Kong and in the Philippines support her. And yeah, I salute those kind-hearted women, kind-hearted people who's doing those kind of initiative. And yes, healthy boundaries. Thanks for bringing in this words. Yes, we always mentor this and I, and of course those women, those leaders who joined the MSF leadership training always say that speak that word healthy boundaries and know your limitation, because we learn that and we always think of that, and hopefully everyone learn from it also.
Yeah.
Happiness is a choice, is our choice from TL Chara. This Christmas I will choose to be happy. Yes, please, TL Maria, be
Yes,
happy.
yes, yes, yes. Be happy.
Thank you for your words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Sis Janely, for being here up to this time. And yeah, thank you so much for all of you in the comment section. I appreciate your being here with us tonight. And as we move on, of course, our next question for our mentor is, what do you have in mind is one decision you wish you didn't make? Yung parang
Actually,
pinagsisisihan mo ba na decision?
no, I don't have that kind of like
Hmm.
I was regretting what I that I didn't make because I think whatever we have right now is this is meant for us. This is meant for us. It's because maybe during those time your confidence is not that good. So this is what you decide. And this time your confidence is growing, so this is what you decide. I think because when you regret something, it's like you wasted too much energy. So instead of regretting, why don't just shift? You can shift your mind from regretting to accepting something and then start anew. And when we're still here, we can always start afresh. That's what I'm always say. I don't want stress, I always tell to my friend that I don't want to stress too much. So if you don't want to stress too much, you can always shift into a positive one, right? And so regret for me is like instead of regretting, just change your mindset and change. And if you can do it again, then redo it again. You can always do that.
I
Don't
agree
be
with that.
stuck there. So I don't have those kind of like, oh, did you regret doing this? Did you regret doing that? I think because every failure, maybe I can say that failure. In every failures, you can always have a chance to improve and do it again. Yeah. So
Just
for
like the
me,
saying goes, yeah,
yeah,
just like the
because
saying
regret
goes, everything happens for a reason, of course. Just
for
move on.
reason, because this is what you decide. That is what you decide. Because that's what you can do. Like right? Because probably that's the hindi ko na kasi may babalik yun. Oh, suppose I did this one, but then I didn't. It's because yun yung tama dun sa time na yun. There's always time for everything. So yeah, regret for me is it's like I couldn't I couldn't hindi ako ayaw ko may stuck dun sa regretting. You can always redo things. Yeah.
Just keep moving on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what we need to do.
And there you go. What does being an uplifter mean to you?
What does being an uplifter mean to you? Naalala ko tuloy yung I think last year we made a video about what is uplifters. And uplifters is like someone someone who will lift you up, someone who can push you up, and someone who can, you can just stay with you if you want to stay there, something like that. I think we all here in Uplifters, we always wanted to do something for everyone, something like that. So it's like we're always uplifting everyone, even for your mood for today, or like, or some of our sisters are like having some family issue. We always wanted to have some positive impact, or for example, like show them some positive energy, because and that's why I remember during our morning ritual or evening ritual sometimes, or mostly on morning ritual, we always say that if you're positive, your positivity always reflects to other people as well. Because if you are negative, if you are surrounded negative energy, your whole day will be negative. And so I always choose to be in the positive side, because when you're in the positive side, it's easier, because when you smile, can you see, like when you smile and you smile, something sparked there when you smile, like you smile or you say hi to everybody that for example, you like the guard, the aunties. It's easier than sulking. Can you see that? It's like when you're sulking, it's like your energy is so low. So I rather like go for a full battery than low battery, right? So yeah. So uplifter is,
But some. Mm-mm.
yeah, uplifter is like, you cannot always say that, oh, this, I'm so happy and you can see it in my face. Because for me, happiness is in your heart. Even though you're like, I was so quiet, I can say I'm very happy. It's not the happy like ha ha ha. No. Because you can see other people laughing, but they're not happy. They're not truly happy. And when you're uplifting other people, it's always reflects you. And in uplifters, I don't know, I always wanted to impart something. I'm not, when you see me in person, I'm not those happy person that laugh all the time. But I can always say that I'm very happy. Yeah, people say that because other people say, they laugh a lot, and but because our happiness, we ourselves can measure it. No one can measure it for you. I hope you remember that, yung measurement ng loneliness natin at ng happiness natin.
Yeah.
But I can
Yes.
always
Yes.
say on top. I'm on there, on the top there. Yeah, because it's in us, yung happiness natin. So when you are in uplifters, it's like you always want to uplift others. Because when you uplift others, you feel happy. You feel happy already. Yeah. So that's what uplifters can do for me.
Yeah. And this one, before I read this question, I just want to a friendly reminder. Uh, Before you uplift other person, you have to uplift yourself first. Before
Yourself,
you,
yes.
yeah, before you aim positivity to other person, you have to
Mm-hmm.
aim it for yourself. Of course, claim it that you
Yes.
are uplifters, and you are positive by heart.
Yeah.
And
Because
with that,
you cannot give with your empty cup, right? If you have empty, then what are you going to give, right? Yeah.
without
Because
pretentiousness, of course.
if your cup is full, it's overflow. It's not always that you can see on the physical thing, but you know it yourself. When I say yung measurement ng happiness natin, it was always in us. Yeah.
And
So I can say that on the always on the top of there.
yes,
Yeah. So
and on the screen, is there anyone who
is
inspires you or someone who look up to, either friends, family members, or even family members or famous people?
I always look up to my father because my father, I've been, like, I can say I'm orphan at the age of 15. And one of my, I can say that our father is our hero, right? And I look up to my father most of the time. I always think like, oh my, some of my siblings, my older siblings will say that, oh, our father is like this. Sometimes lasinggero siya or she's not a good provider. But for me, it's like, siguro dahil bunso ako, yung generation ko, much, much difference from my sister, right? So nakita ko kasi yung sa father ko yung always positive at saka yung he always teach me to become independent. He always teach me to become a good person no matter what. And yeah, it's like when I think about it, it's like most of my attitude right now, it's derives from my father. My father is very, for me, very soft for me, very outspoken, and I'm very outspoken. It's like I can say what I want, something like that. And and one more thing is, of course, yung ano natin, yung CEO natin. I started this. I always talk to Maria, right? Like they are French and they are employer. Actually, they can just have coffee outside. They don't need to think about us. But then they created this uplifters community is because they always think about their mothers. Yeah, I mean the domestic helpers are mostly mothers, right? And and they know that we don't have savings. We earn money here, we send, and then we stay here like 10 years, 15 years, 20 years until our kids are already have their own family. I mean, it's very sad when you really think about it. It's really, really sad, and I really admire these people, this Uplifter CEO and the staff and all the workers there because they have the heart to think about us, right? And so I'm very grateful to be part of this community. And when I think about yung heart nila, I mean, what are they thinking? Why they think of us? Something like that. And and that is one reason also that's why I stay in the community and help out because if they are not Filipino, but we can relate to our fellow domestic worker, right? We know their hard work, we know their hardship. So I think we are the right person to talk to them. Like for you, I can relate to whatever you say to me because the salary, the money, the family back home. We have the same tradition back there. So I think we are the right person to talk to our people. And yeah, so these are the people I really admire that I know, personally know because I rather admire those people that I personally know. So yeah, it was my father and our CEO for now. Maybe for next time I might have some more.
Would you want to read this, mentor?
Okay, it's from Maria Nemelu. I am grateful that I was one of your students' mentor, having mentored by two amazing PLs, and you were the one who always appeared in my personal inbox and asked me and pushed me to continue with the next course. I remember you told me before, on that always stays with me. Face it forward. Thank you. Yeah, it was, no nga, kasi nga, tayo naman kasi, tayo, alam natin yon na, alam natin yung kung sino yung may potential. We don't know the person. We don't look at their certificate in their college diploma. You know it as a person. Even though we are doing it online, it's like somehow you can relate to this person. And somehow, the person can, you know, can do this. Not
Yeah, and
everyone know this. And not everyone knows this course can really be a good leader, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
But there are somehow, you know, that you find some person who is passionate enough to become a team leader.
Yeah.
And
And
and I
yeah,
always
and
I always in somebody's inbox, hey, this is the next you have to go, you have to apply for this one, you have to enroll to this class. Because you know it. It's like you don't need to be there. You don't need to meet all the time to know this person is capable. Yeah.
yes. And I was so amazed yesterday when I see the tagging Maricel Llanes tag me. I amazed. Oh wow. I don't know
Yeah.
that she's under you, and I'm so emotional that time
Yeah.
after I
Yeah.
watched the video. And
She
thank
remembers
you.
you so well. Actually, she remembers you so well. She always said that because when I asked like, how is your Dare to Dreams experience? And she goes like, oh, it's from Alumni. And
Ah, thank you,
yeah,
Maricel. And that is
yeah,
from my Apple Watch. It's January, and now it's December, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, Sis Maricel, and please continue your leadership journey in the community. And one more thing, the first thing that really amazed me when we first met was how she accepted me without any judgment and how she changed my life the way I used to be. Thank you, and I love you so much, TL and Mentor. That's for you, of course. We know that. Thank you,
thank
Atenida. Thank you,
you,
TL
Dan. Thank you, Natividad. And I love you, Dan. I love you too. I love you all. I love you all, actually. I love you all.
We can choose to be happy. And yes,
Yeah,
I
let's
read
choose to be
some.
happy.
I love you both, my two mentors. Yeah.
I love you
If,
too.
if you're,
We love
I
you
don't know
too.
who's this. Yeah, I love you too. If you're talking about
We love
me,
you
I
too.
love you too. I love that wisdom. Thank you for
I
sharing.
guess that's Marisol.
Thank you, Maricel. If you're here with us, thank you so much. I love you too, Elaine. You know her, Elaine Mariano. Glad to see you watching us. Yeah, and let's move on. Okay. Being a leader, a mentor, and a volunteer to different communities you are with. How do you continue to grow and develop as a leader, and what is the best technique and approaches that works best? Yeah, this is our last two questions.
Okay. So I guess um there's always room for improvement for me. It's like it doesn't mean that I've been there, I know everything, you know. Even if I know something, you must know something that I don't know. And so if you talk to me, I will really listen to you because like I always said to every class, every class you learn something new, even for their sharing. That's why I always encourage everyone to share. It's because if they share, we learn from other people. Some people might not say that, oh, I can relate to you. Even if you know, your message just touches them, even if they didn't tell you, that is already a good thing, right? And so to keep growing, you have to be willing you have to be willing to learn more or like like always always have this teachable attitude kasi if you don't then you stop there, right? I always think like if I know something you must know something that I don't know, so I wanted to listen to you, something like that. That's how I keep going from one community to another. And then I'm quite happy to to be with different NGOs because from there I realized that, oh, that I didn't hear that one yet. You know, I always have um this yung lagi akong naku-curious kung ano yung meron doon. So I always wanted to learn something. And besides, wala namang expiry date yung learning natin eh. 'Di ba? Wala siyang measurement na, "Uy, tama ka na kasi ganito na yung edad mo." No. So, while we can, while we can still do it, then yeah, and then we're happy doing it, why not? Let's do it. So from one community, like from Uplifters, and then we we attend seminars from many NGOs already. Like we attended Pathfinders, and from Pathfinders kasi it's also going back to Uplifters then kasi in Pathfinders naman, we have to know yung basic rights natin when we get pregnant in Hong Kong. And kailangan din yan ng mga tao sa Uplifters, right? And also yung sa MES naman is yung kung mayroong may nagkasakit ng about age, especially now during the pandemic, actually the age numbers go up. We always thought that this pandemic will stop everything, but no, it doesn't. It even increases. So, yung knowing from one community to another is always go back to us. It starts from uplifters and then we are always growing, you know. We need to learn something. Hindi ko naman sinasabi na alam natin lahat about that. At least we know something and then we can direct, you know, for example, may isang problem dun sa community natin, dito kunyari, dito sa uplifters, may, at least we know where to bridge the gap. Kasi yung mga rights na matutunan natin doon, may papasa natin dito sa mga tao natin sa community. Yeah.
Why my mic is muted? the,
Yeah.
some NGOs, every NGOs here in Hong Kong, related, mostly related with
Yeah.
each
It's like
others.
umbrella lang siya. Parang umbrella community.
And yes, leader. She knows where she is. You can create a good leader. Thank you, mentor. Thank you, TL Maria. Maria Nemilura, she is one of our social media correspondent as well, and gold team leader in the community. I love that wisdom. And yeah, for me at least, big, have a big part of me who I am now and what I am now. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone. Tia Lylin may love you too. I love you, Atenida. You know that. One of my dear to dream students also under your mentorship mentor, and I'm very happy. Wow. Congratulations, new team leaders. I remember sis
Shadow.
love May. She said before in our Dare to Dream lessons, be teachable. Please continue what you are started, sis. You're amazing. Don't forget it. Thank you so much, Mentor Liz and TL Eileen. We learn more about the topic tonight. Very inspiring, both beautiful ladies. Thank you. Very supportive, TL Chara. Thank you so much. Thank you. And our last question, last for our mentor for tonight. What else do you want to advise or a motivational message for our fellow migrant domestic workers around the world, specifically for to our fellow mothers working abroad?
What else do you want to advise for motivational? I think it's, it's iba-iba naman kasi eh. But for me is, of course, you have to look after yourself. You have to look after yourself first and then be true to yourself also. And it's because parang kayo na yung ambassador ng family ninyo. Ambassador din kasi tayo ng bansa natin. Wherever we are the ambassador of the Philippines, right? So we always have, yun nga yung sabi nung, ang sabi nga rin nung tatay ko before is, Even though no one is watching you, there's always someone watching you, right? And that is your conscience also. So do good wherever we are. And yeah, learn something new. Like before you say no, like for example, like here in Uplifters, before you say no, try first. We need to try first because a lot of people also like we offering it for free. It's not actually free. Some people is paying this for us. I couldn't say this is free course. It's free course for us because someone is good enough to pay for us, right? We always have the sponsor. We always have someone to sponsor us. So why not take the chance to learn something new because this is for you. Doon sa mga become a leader students ko now, I always tell them you are the perfect one to invite people because you've been to Dare to Dream, you've been to Make It Happen, and now you're in Become a Leader and you never pay a cent, right? So some people are always thinking that maybe afterward we ask for money. No, we didn't ask for money. This is a pre-course for you because someone is sponsored you. That's why I really love about Uplifters is at saka yung flexibility ng time niya. Hindi niya na natin kailangan pumunta sa room, hindi na natin kailangan pumunta sa physical room, hindi na natin kailangan mamasahe. And you don't need a expensive gadget. Just a simple telephone can do. And alam niyo yung ano, yung matututunan niyo dito is napakadami. Napaka ang laking parte ng life ninyo if you just realize it. So if you are watching and you are not, enrolled yet to any of our classes, be there, enroll yourself. Just yung time nyo lang, ibigay nyo lang yung time nyo. And this is not for me, this is for you guys. I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about you. So yeah, why not enroll? Or maybe one of us watching here, enroll one friend or two friends. You are the perfect one to invite your friends. You are the perfect example that, this one can help you. It might not help you, but it might help your friends, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Mentor Liz. And from Facebook user, there's always someone watching you. Do good, so true. I love the way you said about it. Yeah, Liz Natividad, yes. Whoever you are, Facebook user, yes. I hope you do the same thing too. And yeah, always remember
I will
there's
probably
always
go
someone
through
watching
them.
you.
Yeah. There's always someone watching you,
Yeah,
right?
yes, yes. And I want to encourage everyone who's with us right now to share your evening rituals with us. And yeah, we will read it later in the comment section. And let's ask Mentor Liz the three little things that made her happy today.
Okay. So my three little things today is one is, I already tell you my first little one is I eat my tinola for dinner. And then and then I finished quite a lot today. I mean, like finish my work early. And be with you guys, parting some you know I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I impart you something, and maybe you impart me something. Imparting knowledge in between is really good one because, and also sharing is caring. So yeah, we always here for you guys if you need, even like especially this Christmas, if you're a bit lonely, if you're a bit sad, you can always send us message. You can always message us, or maybe you can, video call us, and yeah, we can organize a coffee, or maybe you just talk on the phone. It's also okay with you. Then it's fine. You can always message us. We're always here for you. We are here for
Yes,
each other. We are here for each other.
Yes, thank you so much, Mentoris. And it's time for me to say my three little joys first. I receive messages from my kids today. And yeah, nagsusumbong ang aking dalaga. And I'm very, very grateful for her achievement. At napapanganga pa rin ako until now. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
so blessed having my kids. And second, I go with a play date with my work today and have some lunch there. And yeah, ano yun? Hindi ko masabi sa Tagalog. Fried rice. We ate fried rice today. And yeah, that
Sinahag, sinahag yan sa Tagalog.
Ilocano yung naisip ko eh. And the last one is I'm very grateful for having this family who allow me to do this tonight. And yeah, thank you so much. That's
Yeah,
my
thank you
three
so
little.
much. Thank you so much, really, really, for the Uplifters community and for those who watch. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you well.
Eh,
Thank you so much.
please stay with me for a while, mentor. I want to,
Sure.
yeah. Yes, before I end up this Facebook Live, I would like to ask for at least minute or two to leave a message for fellow migrants. This is what I always remember during my Dare to Dream class. The first time I read this quote from our lessons, I saved an article which I love to read and I always bring it with me wherever I go. And that is, sorry, work hard in silence. Let your success be your noise. I just want to read an article for you all. I didn't write this, I just get it in the book, an article. Empty vessels make the most sound is a popular English idiom that is true to its very core. It simply means that people who keep blabbering are the ones with no inner substance. The way to success is hard, one that involves infinite efforts and the most advantageous planning process. Every human being aspires to be successful, but only those with high aims, willpower, and optimum strategies succeed in real life. This means you will have to do a lot of hard work in order to become big someday in the future. If your plan is right and you are working in the right direction, know that nothing can come as a barrier between you and success. Keep your spirits high in the journey towards success. You will meet many people who are good in criticizing and will do what it takes to take you down. All you need to do is in such a situation is keep working hard in silence. There is much better way than just shouting and taking out your anchor. Shut them up with your unique success story. Create an environment around you that doesn't let any negative voice reach your heart or your mind. Not paying attention to bad criticism is important as it can demotivate you instantly, but make a point to segregate criticism from positive criticism, for the latter will aid you in making necessary corrections in your approach to get successful. So never underestimate your potential and never indulge in fighting with your critics, as maturity comes naturally when the price of your success is paid by you only. Yes. And thank you. Thank you for joining us all tonight and have a lovely evening. Thank you, Mentor Liz, for being with me. To all those viewers, thank you so much for joining us. Let your success be your noise. That's good, motivating. Eileen Miramas, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Superwoman. Thank you, TL Julie, for being here until this time. And yes, have a wonderful night, everyone. From Mentor Anne-Marie, have a good night to both and Uplifters community. Thanks so much for inspiring Night, amazing ladies. Level up my energy watching you, both TL Liz and TL Eileen May. Thank you for sharing your valuable time tonight. It's so uplifting. Love this night. Thank you. Thank you, TL Mary Grace, for joining us until this late night. And once again, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, Superwoman. Merry Christmas, Uplifters community. Thank you for being with me tonight. Good night and God bless.